A heartbreaking new Kennedy family tragedy just dropped. And before you think this is just some celebrity news, it actually exposes a massive problem that could affect your healthcare, your family, and the treatments you might one day depend on. Welcome to Why It's Trending Daily. I'm Hank, and this is where I break down the stories everyone's suddenly Googling, and I explain to you why they matter. So, Tatiana Schlossberg, this is JFK's granddaughter, just released one of the most gut-punching essays the internet has ever seen in a long time. She revealed she's battling a rare and aggressive blood cancer that was discovered at the worst possible moment, right after she gave birth to her second child. And this wasn't some polished PR announcement. This essay is raw, painful, and brutally human. It reads like someone who's been jolted out of a normal life and thrown into a medical nightmare without any warning. Now, people are Googling this like crazy because it taps into something terrifyingly universal: how fast your life can break without permission. Tatiana describes being 9 months pregnant, swimming a mile the day before, feeling healthy, strong, and then doctors walk into her room and drop a diagnosis that feels like a bad dream. It's the scenario everyone secretly fears but never thinks will actually pick them. But what's really fueling this trend, the thing blowing this story up, is that she directly calls out her cousin, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who also happens to be the Secretary of Health and Human Services. And she doesn't sugarcoat any of it. She basically says his attacks on vaccines and his budget cuts to the mRNA cancer research and the NIH are putting her life and thousands of others' lives at risk. That level of honesty and inside a political dynasty, that's not normal. That's detonating a truth bomb at a family dinner table. Now imagine going through chemotherapy, bone marrow transplants, and experimental immunotherapy while the guy in charge of the nation's medical research is cutting the exact programs your survival depends on. That's not just drama, that's a crisis. That's a spotlight on how fragile our medical system is when politics start yanking out the wiring. And here's why you should be caring about this, okay? If research funding gets slashed, it's not the Kennedys who lose the most, it's regular people like you and me. It's anyone who might need cutting-edge treatment someday. It's every family praying for a clinical trial to buy them another month, another year, another chance. When funding disappears, treatments disappear. When treatments disappear, options disappear. And when options disappear, outcomes, well, they get a lot darker. And her essay also hits hard because she brings up the long shadow of the Kennedy family tragedy. Her mother, Carolyn Kennedy, has already lived through the assassination of her father, the assassination of her uncle, and the plane crash that took her brother. And now she's sitting beside her daughter in hospitals, trying to steel herself for another loss no parent should ever face. That's the generational weight behind the headline here. Not gossip, but grief. But what really stopped people in their tracks is Tatiana writing about her kids. She talks about trying to create memories for them, knowing they might not, remember her. She talks about reminding her son that she's a writer, so he won't think of her as just a patient. She talks about shaping moments that may die with her, and that there's something about that level of honesty that crackles through the internet and makes people rethink their whole day, their whole life. So this story is trending because it's not just about a famous family. It's about the fragility of human life. It's about the healthcare system we all depend on but rarely understand. It's about how political decisions ripple into hospital rooms. It's about a young mother trying to survive long enough to raise her kids. It's about how even the most privileged families can't outrun tragedy sometimes, and what that means for the rest of us. We'll keep following this story as it develops, and hopefully we'll get updates that lean more toward hope than, heartbreak. Thanks for watching Why It's Trending Daily, where we make the stories everyone's Googling actually make sense. Like and subscribe for more.